As always, hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel.
Rich is making another video about XRP today. So wherever you are in this vast planet, I hope you're all having a nice day today. We will be discussing XRP, and I must begin with this from X's in my future people. To be honest, how often do you all update your portfolio each day? Wait till XRP truly begins to take off. You know, you will always be looking at your portfolio. XRP holders will have restless nights in the future. That's why I advise you to do nothing when the market declines, since the actual action will happen in the upcoming weeks. And I promise you that as things start to pick up speed, you will be monitoring your portfolio constantly as its value continues to rise. This bullish section of the White House report makes the XRP army happy. Cross-border innovation is being discussed as a national goal. I've seen that many Bitcoin maxis have attempted to portray this as a positive development for Bitcoin. Actually, it isn't. They just stated that we would not be selling our Bitcoin and would instead move on. And it's okay if we wind up having extra Bitcoin as a result of illegal behavior and seizures. However, the White House explained the true nature of this. It concerns how they use innovation in cross-border payments to fortify the US dollar. XRP was created for international payments. You really only need to know that. You can tell that you are in control of the future in this way. You will sell far too soon if you can't see it yet. Red Pay is now offering XRP. Fantastic news. We are happy to announce that the Red.Pay app now formally supports XRP. Red.Pay now allows users to deposit and spend XRP, giving them a great deal of freedom and simplicity when dealing with digital assets around the world. I would never use my XRP to purchase anything, therefore I have no idea who is using it. Before using any of my XRP, I would purchase items using worthless US dollars. However, I believe this is fantastic for the future. At least this gives consumers more options when XRP is at extremely high price points, and they are prepared to start using part of their XRP for purchases. Additionally, more people would eventually purchase cryptocurrency like XRP if it were possible to spend it. One day, BlackRock will apply for the XRP ETF. This year, Maxwell Stein, Director of Digital Assets at BlackRock, will give a talk at Ripple Swell. According to some, BlackRock will apply for an ETF immediately following the Ripple effect. It's more about tokenization, according to some. Larry Fink, BlackRock, and tokenization using a single ledger. The head of digital assets, Ripple Swell 2025 BlackRock, will thereafter be present. The precursor to tokenized securities is Bitcoin. Await the decision by BlackRock to tokenize Bitcoin. That will come to pass. After that, it will operate on all of these other networks. BlackRock wants to tokenize everything of value. Thus, they will tokenize those Bitcoin ETFs. However, I believe that with BlackRock sending their guy to Ripple Swell this time, it will be a combination of factors. They will probably eventually apply for the XRP ETF. It's still too early, in my opinion. It will be go time on the day they file. Soon after, all of the ETFs will be approved. Tokens that comply with ISO 222. Actively tokenizing tangible assets with proven applications. The race to tokenize all real-world assets has been reported for XRP, IoT, XLM, Algo, and HB. There will be more than one network. The tokenization process will include all of these ISO-compliant tokens. All of these other networks are already experiencing it. But as a cryptocurrency investor, this is the reason to diversify. Since XRP will move money, and XLM will move money as well, I constantly diversify my holdings across ISO-compliant tokens, so that I essentially own everything that will move money. IoT will transfer funds. Money will be moved by HB. Money will be moved by XDC. You can see where I'm trying to go. Therefore, you should diversify across various ISO-compliant tokens if you wish to own the assets that will move all of the world's money. At the moment, they are all still incredibly undervalued. For the first time on the Kraken exchange, XRP perpetual futures have surpassed Solana in trading volume, signaling a dramatic change in the nature of the market. XRP will continue to beat the others. You know, they will. It will perform better than Bitcoin. Solana, it will do better than Ethereum. Even if you have both Solana and XRP ETFs, I still believe the XRP ETFs will perform better than the Solana ETFs once they become live. Everything you see in the news from the mainstream media constantly promotes Solana. You know, that is the next story. They promote Ethereum, Bitcoin, and now Solana. They will all soon be promoting XRP. Since XRP is the future and will soon overtake all other cryptocurrencies, they will be forced to promote its story. This is a response to remarks made by Mr. Mann of the Bank Policy Institute regarding the Ripple license application and the extension of the 60-day time frame till 2025. If this is the case, this license can be expedited. At the same time as the former season, Ripple receives its national charter license. You can see what's happening. One trigger leads to another. Additionally, the Ripple IPO is still being discussed. Ripple doesn't actually need the money, so I don't think it will happen very soon. They won't rush to do an IPO, in my opinion. And I believe that if they did, it would probably be later, if at all, in 2026. However, this will be a significant event. Consider Ripple becoming into a bank. Each of us would be a branch. According to Michael Branch, Nuff mentioned that Jim Rickards had discussed ISA 9 and similar topics. He added that some people don't think it's a trustworthy source. However, even the IMF requires developers, and I'm confident that Ripple has some talented ones. XRP will not be a reserve asset as a result. It's probably an ESDR. XRP doesn't have to be an ESDR, in my opinion. Moving ESDRs around would be fantastic, in my opinion, as it would still push XRP to a very high price point. However, the IMF has consistently viewed XRP as a valuable stable asset that they might utilize. Furthermore, they did not imply that XRP paid to the dollar when they mentioned stable coin. They say it's less erratic, but it's still trading at a high level and fluctuating in value throughout the day. Who knows though? Moreover, XRP is higher than 4 digits and fits the definition of an ESDR. When Jim Rickards made that statement, many individuals at the time began to wonder what the future held for XRP. To be honest, I still think of it as the bridge currency of the world. According to Xena XRP, this is turning into a serious issue, and regrettably, many of you who are displaying your true selves will say things like, I just bought 20,000 more XRP when XRP dips 5 cents. Even while you enjoy boasting in front of those who are less fortunate than you, rest confident that the burglars have already read your post and most likely know where you are. They have plans for this month if not for years, and they are incredibly patient. In essence, you are purchasing cryptocurrency for them, and they witness your boasting about it. It presents them with even more difficulties. I have no doubt that a lot of cryptocurrency influencers will soon have to deal with it. Due to harassment from people who discovered where she resided, one of my friends, a well-known influencer, had to leave her $1 million properties twice. Keep in mind that this world is far larger than X. People silently watch you when they see you. Therefore, it's best that you remain anonymous. As you can see on CNN, criminals use violent acts to target cryptocurrency investors. In the very near future, this issue will grow even more significant than it currently is, because individuals are constantly boasting about how much cryptocurrency they own and purchase. On X, I see that all day. All people need to do is go out and flaunt their bags. Furthermore, if you believe it to be a flex, you are becoming a target. All day long, people are taking note of this. If you do this, you will become a target in the future. You know, when you get rich, there's no reason to inform anyone. So be it if you intend to go off the grid. I see all these guys with YouTube videos and everything. So if you truly understand what XRP is, just get off the grid. They wouldn't be exposing themselves if they truly understood what XRP will grow into and how large it is. That statement was made by the Bearable Bull years ago, and it has stayed with me ever since. Why would you ever set yourself as a target again, he said. And I firmly think so. I think you won't ever discuss how much you own, if you understand what XRP is, and how much it will grow. Recall that I have stated in numerous videos, that you will soon become a legend, if you have 1000 XRP. Because while the price keeps rising, the majority of individuals won't even be able to